So now what I want to do is I want to explore, and this is just the way that we're doing it to play, is we're writing some JavaScript, saving it in Atom, loading that file. It's an HTML file with just a script in it into our browser for rendering and checking out what's happening when we actually run it. And here I've got an object. And we've looked at this concept of key value stores and even nesting them. We've got some strings as values, we've got some numbers as values. And I have a couple things that I want to print out to the console just to play. And I want to get at one of the values, and it's object.details.serving size. I'm going to play with it a little bit, and I have some code that's commented out too. And you can see that I've loaded this into my browser and I'm looking at it just through developer tools. You can see that the commented out code is showing up in green because it's not running. When I actually run this, and I'm going to play with it, so I'm going to uncomment that, I can see that, okay, there's a line there that prints out obj.details.serving size, and it outputs a 12 on the console. And then the line after that takes the value of the variable, adds 12 to it, and prints it out. And we can see that coming out as 24. But the line after that is then presenting us with, on the console here, just what is still stored in that variable, which is really part of an object. It's obj.details.serving size. And it's still 12 because this action of adding 12 to it didn't modify the value at all. I'm going to come down here into Atom, though, and take a look at these lines that I've commented out. I actually did this one line where I said, okay, now use our little shorthand for adding something to a variable and storing it back into that variable by this plus equals. And I want to see what happens when I print out the value of that field in the object now, which, we can refer to that as being a variable that has been potentially modified on the console line. I'm going to load that up. And lo and behold, when I look at what happens, certainly that line that printed out the value of it after it looked like I added 12, I didn't store it back in the actual variable associated with the value for serving size. Here I did. And so when I print it out again, the serving size actually has been increased to 24, which of course, that's good for you, all those carrots. So that's just playing a little bit with an object and modifying one of the fields in the object by treating it like a variable like we did previously. Okay, stay tuned because we're going to take a look at functions next.